The eviction moratorium expired over the weekend, Hilarious Construction Live has launched, and Credit Suisse pulls Softbank's credit line. Let's get right to it. Welcome. If this is your first time here, my name is Tolan. I'm your local journalist for Construction Business TV, and we will get to the Hilarious Construction Live story and the eviction moratorium in just a minute. But first, last month we reported on the Patria construction story where they filed bankruptcy. And you may be asking, what does Softbank have to do with construction? Well, Softbank is a large investment firm who had backed Patria, as well as the famous failed IPO of WeWork. That's an initial public offering. Now, Softbank has had a few issues with investments that were part of its $100 billion Vision Investment Fund. They are reporting losses between $13 and $18 billion over the past year. And there are 88 companies in the fund, including companies such as Uber, who've had their own financial trouble. Last month, Credit Suisse cut business ties with Softbank and its founders, May Son. But Credit Suisse is also filing litigation against Softbank following the collapse of Greensill Capital. What started out as a Patria construction story at CBTV apparently has a lot wider implications in an interconnected global economy. Credit Suisse clients stand to lose up to $3 billion following collapse of Greensill, which was heavily backed by Softbank's $100 billion Vision Fund. Now, since this story was tied to the fall of Patria Construction, what do you as contractors or employers out there think about these larger investment firms failing and the implications of being tied to all of that? For Patria, a lot of folks were laid off. Where are those workers today? Those were some pretty big projects too. So the big fish, they do affect the littler fish, all the subcontractors below. And we're not making predictions here, but there have been calls to break up Softbank amid growing concerns of how the investment portfolio at its Vision Fund has been taking huge losses. It is important to note Softbank cites temporary COVID implications on these various firms and their portfolio. But Credit Suisse, they are pulling back. And so we're not pulling out this sky is falling attitude towards what is happening with these investment firms. We're just reporting the latest developments. And we will continue to follow these stories. If you'd like to learn more, we will provide links in the description below. Now to our next story. HC Live launched on Instagram last Friday on Hilarious Construction's channel. That is Hilarious.Construction. And for those of you that don't know, Hilarious Construction has over 210,000 followers on Instagram, has a ton of great memes, reels, and more, and it shows all the crazy things that happen in the construction business every day. Hilarious Construction is part of the Patria company and Quality Trades and Construction Business TV. And each Monday through Friday at 6 p.m., we will be going live highlighting contractor and follower comments, replies, and having reactions to the latest postings there. Some stories and reels on there are shared far and wide throughout the construction business. We also have a pretty cool merchandise store on there with shirts like this, tough as nails, hats, and a whole lot more. So go check that out. And we have provided a link in the description where you can find Hilarious.Construction below. And be prepared to laugh, folks. Now for our lead story. Eviction moratoriums have expired, folks. Not just that, but foreclosure moratoriums expired as well. Congress did not or was not able to pass an extension on the moratorium, so millions of Americans are facing eviction. Little background. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued a nationwide eviction moratorium last year at the beginning of the pandemic, citing public health concerns. A federal judge had ruled in district court in May 2021 that the CDC had overreached their authority. So They went ahead and got ruled against. But at the time, the judge put his order on hold because he knew the upcoming Supreme Court hearing was there. Now, in late June, the Supreme Court issued a ruling 5-4 against the moratoriums. And this isn't anything new. Congress didn't just neglect and drop the ball, and then all of a sudden it's an issue in our laps. This has been in battle in the courts for months. It's just coming to a head right now. So there is a history here of some legal wrangling that ultimately led to Saturday's deadline and expiration. It is important to note that the leaders in the U.S. House of Representatives on Sunday called on the Biden administration to immediately extend a moratorium on housing evictions through October 18th. Either way, a lot of Americans are facing a tough situation as the legal filings began to hit the courts today. And, you've also got the concerns of the landlords there. So there is a lot more to consider here, though. And that's why we're covering this. If these owners, landlords, and property managers do evict, renovations are sure to follow, and a lot of them. We're talking about 15 million Americans facing eviction. So without the protections of the federal ban on foreclosures, individuals who are still in forbearance may be evicted or displaced if selling is the only option. That's on home loans too, because that expired. I spoke with one of our contributors at Construction Business TV. One of our contributors, Kirsten Rogers from Keller Williams and Rogers Realty team here in Portland, and we were speaking on the phone earlier just before the airing of this report. She informed me one of the considerations for renters is how they leave. She stated that if the rent has gone unpaid for a time and the mortgage is in default, that this could affect what happens when families go to find their next place to live. The landlords may be reluctant to rent to people that left high balances owed, and this will make things difficult for a lot of displaced families. Also, an estimated 1 in 10 home borrowers in forbearance will not have enough equity to sell. However, subcontractors, as we were talking about earlier, would see an uptick in available work as many homes are renovated for reoccupancy or sale. If there are not enough subcontractors available for these turnarounds, more people will be hired, bid prices for renovations, and the work will be stronger if demand goes up. So we'll see in the coming days. This story's still developing, and so we're keeping an eye on things. We will continue to follow up as the implications are far-reaching, affecting community and contractor alike. Thank you for watching, and if you've not done so, please take a moment to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. My name is Sean Tolan. This is Construction Business TV. Y'all stay cool, stay safe, and have an amazing day.